Thank you so much, Scott. I am so happy to be back here, and thanks to be speaking again to the Project Management Institute of Montgomery County and to the National Cancer Institute. So let's just dive right in. Brand power. Ooh, what would that be? Your brand actually does have an impact on your career and business, but let's start at the beginning. So what's going to happen today is this. We're going to talk about what a brand is, why it matters that you know what yours is, and how to find and own yours. A brand has gotten like it can be a little jargony, like, oh, my brand this, my brand that, my personal brand, my business brand. Really and truly, it boils down to a couple of essential things. And I'm hoping today to break it down for you so that you can understand really what a brand is and why it matters to know yours and have one for yourself as a business professional or as a business owner. So a little bit about me very briefly. I have a checkered past, checkered history. I have done a million things. I've had a million jobs. I worked for CBS News in Johannesburg and Manila as a radio and TV reporter. I was the bureau chief in Johannesburg. And my job at CBS required me to be able to walk into crazy town. Didn't matter what was happening. Could be body parts on the ground. It could be a coup. It could be just a straight feature story. But I had to walk in mostly to situations that I knew nothing about, had no previous history. Like sometimes things just happen and you don't know the whole backstory. And I had to be able to talk about it in 40 seconds. I had to look at the thing, figure out what was the most important thing about it, and then turn it around and talk about it so that anybody, even my mom, could understand it listening to it on TV or the radio. I was born to do that job. I just have this ability to walk in and go, here's what matters here. After CBS, I worked for NPR. I managed its website. And I was part of a team that worked on the website. I was a project manager and I was a user experience analyst, which meant that my job was to answer every email that came in with people who had problems on the website, and there were many back in that time. And my job was to find out what the real problem was, because it wasn't always connected to the symptom, and fix it and get back to everybody and learn and tell them what was happening and make sure they understood. I had to clearly communicate what the deal was, why we cared, because our agenda was to make everybody happy. We were committed for every user to have a excellent user experience. I learned from that job how to walk into a broken thing and then go, what's really broken here? I am a natural detective, which served me well as a reporter, but I had to figure out not only the tech aspects, but the communication aspect and be able to articulate between humans and geeks what was going on. I worked at the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, and I worked at Radio Free Asia. My job there was to be the managing editor of the multilingual websites. What I discovered there was you couldn't just take content in English and slap it over and get it translated immediately. I discovered very quickly that when people handed content to me to be posted in multiple languages, that the content in English had to be written so clearly and simply and jargon free that it could be translated into Mandarin, Russian, Portuguese, whatever language. And that was a gift, being able to learn that, because I use that a lot with my clients right now. And my final job, not my final job, because I'll never have a final job, I was a photojournalist. My task in that space was to walk into a situation, crazy, be anything happening, and find the one picture that was going to tell the whole story. They weren't going to run 5 of my pictures. Somebody's having a problem hearing, I think. I'm trying to turn my volume up. Is that a little bit better? I saw that in the chat room. Can everybody hear me? I can hear fine. Okay, great. So ultimately, all this translated into Maggy Sterner, Brandon Business Coach. I left somebody, can everybody make sure they're muted? Because I can hear some background noise. Thanks. Yeah, so I did all those million jobs and I'm like, okay, now what? Why would I even bother to take another job? What I didn't know at the time was that there was a simple thing that I was bringing to the table the entire time. I got trained as a coach because the only conversation I wanted to really be in around web development or writing was what's the essence of the message? And to get to that and to understand how to help people who were struggling with communicating their message, I had to get really good at listening and hearing exactly what was going on within the words, outside of the words, in the context of the space. Ultimately, I discovered I do one thing, one thing. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is true for all of you. You each do one thing. It's the umbrella under which all your abilities sit. It's the umbrella under which all the things, the jobs, the tasks, the projects you manage, they all live under this one thing. I help people get clarity about what they do, connect with their gift, and find the words to talk about it. To that, I would say, so what? Who cares? How nice for me. And when I hear people talk about what they do, they usually stop after they say that. They tell me what they do, and then they don't tell me any more. Here's what matters. The so that. I do that one thing so that my clients have clarity about what they offer, so that they can talk about what they do and feel good about it and confident about it, so that they feel confident about what they offer and they can stand for it, so that they feel excited to market and talk about it, so that they can become seen and visible in a crowded field, so that they can attract the right clients and opportunities. And yes, there are dollar signs where the S's should be because the money's right, because we get to earn whatever we want to earn and not just what we need, right? That's an expansion of mindset, as Joseph was talking about. A lot of branding is about mindset. It's where we come from, what you believe, what your mind tells you about your brand, about yourself, is the key part that has to get sorted and straightened out so that you can have all of this. People only hire us, give us promotions, pay us what we ask for because of the so that, because we deliver the so that. I really want this to land for you guys. Think about what your so that is. If you have any questions, please pop them in the chat box, and I may turn to Denise or Scott to help read them out. I can see them on the right, but I'm not reading into the chat box. So let's start at the beginning. What a brand is. So a brand is, let's go to the dictionary for the official definition. A brand is a person's perception of a product, service, experience, or organization. Perception. We say perception is 9/10 of the law. Perception is what people already see. Here's true fact number 1. Your brand is who you are. It's just how it is. A brand is, at its essence, who you are. Your brand is who you are not. This is super important. We have to take ownership, I believe, of who we are not so that we can step up to who we are. I am very clear who I am not. And we'll get into that in a little bit, but this is really important. I hear a lot of people, my clients, they're constantly yelling at themselves and talking badly to themselves because they're not this and comparing themselves to others. You're not everything to everybody. You can't do it all. You can't know it all. Sometimes I think I do, but I really don't. And it has served me well to learn that lesson sooner rather than later. We are not everything to everybody. So who you are and who you are not lives at the core of your brand. Your brand is what you're known for. People, I get referrals all the time. People come to me because people out in the world, I'm known for helping people find the words to talk about what they do. There's a whole process, but the bottom line is that. If you want words to talk about what you do, I can't tell you how many times people come to me and said, yeah, I was talking to Julie, and she said, oh, you need to talk to Maggie. That means my message, that tells me my message is clear because I only do that. So the perfect marriage has shown up between what I'm known for, what I'm good at, what I like, and what I enjoy doing, and what people are willing to pay me for. And this is for anybody, if you have a job or whether you're a consultant. You become what you're known for. It's one short sentence. Your brand is a feeling. People have feelings about you. It's just inherent because based on our essence, we people are all just animals. We walk into a room, we feel something in the space. We can feel somebody's arguing with somebody in that corner. A lot of it happens subconsciously. You can be talking to somebody and suddenly you know they're not listening to you anymore. Their attention is distracted. They didn't say anything. Their face is still pointed at you, but you feel it. This is where the brand feeling comes in. Here's true fact number 5. It grieves me to tell you, and I'm joyful to tell you, everybody already knows your brand and they have an opinion about it. I encourage you to make peace with that. We can't hide ourselves. We can't pretend to be who we're not because it all just organically shows up. It all just is in the space already. And here's the challenge. You need to know it. When you know it and own it, you can be intentional and show up grounded, clear, and on purpose about what you do, who you serve, the value you deliver, and what makes you so special. Here's why knowing your brand matters. It's the difference between people saying about you, who's that? Or, oh, we need you. We need Scott. Scott's got a gift. Denise has a gift. Everybody in this room has a gift. You're known for something. Somebody's struggling with something and they go, oh, you know what? We need to bring Scott in. Scott's the guy who can untangle this. Denise is the woman who can help us, get unstuck from this sticky spot we're in. When you know your brand, you become, oh, we need her because you're standing in it and owning in it. Why it matters that you know this. You become known and valued for your expertise. We want that, right? I want that. Have a bigger impact with your work. 100% of the people who are my ideal clients tell me their selfish reason for having a business or doing what they do is because they want to have a bigger impact. They want to make a difference. If people can't see you, if people don't know who you are because you're hiding or you're afraid to say, or you're not sure about exactly who you are and what you do bring to the table, it's impossible to have an impact. Nobody can see invisible things. Invisible things make no impact in the world. Why it matters? You have a seat and a voice at the table. If you feel like you're at meetings and everybody else is talking and engaged, and somehow your voice You just have this feeling all the time that people aren't hearing you. You're not quite sure where to jump in and start talking. You're not getting invited to the right meetings. You're not on the, you're not getting the emails that are important to you. If that's happening, that's a clue that something is missing about how you're showing up. And that piece is taking ownership of who you are in your brand. It matters because if you want to advance your career and your income, people need to know what you're good at and the results you deliver and what you stand for. And it matters because if you want to grow your business and your income, people need to know the results you deliver, what makes you so special. And that's all part of your brand. Does anybody have any questions? If there are any questions, Scott, just shout them out or you can unmute yourself and say. Here's the hard part. I will not sugarcoat this for you. What was true fact number 4? I don't remember. Alyssa, sorry. I'll have to wait for the slides. True fact number 4 was, I don't know, always tell the truth. But there is a hard part to this, and I'm not trying to underplay it. The hard part is seeing yourself. We do not know who we are because the essence of that, our gift, lives in our blind spot. It's like some law of physics. I call it Maggy's first law of brandodynamics. The thing, us, we, cannot see our gift. The thing observed can't see itself. If you're inside the bottle, you can't read the label, right? This is where it gets really tricky. When I became a brand coach, I made that title up because I knew I had something to do with messaging and helping people get clarity, but I couldn't see my own thing, like exactly what did I do in that space. I hired somebody. We had a long conversation. She asked me a lot of questions. She played back my answers. I got to hear myself out loud saying this, that, and in that act of articulation, I began creating the picture. I began creating, oh, this is who I am. Words. Your words create the world. We can talk, we have a picture of ourselves that can be a little skewed. And because humans are built to have a negativity bias, we don't talk nicely to ourselves a lot. I mentioned this earlier. This is the part where taking ownership and standing for who you are becomes important. The voices in your head are not real. They lie. The thoughts you have are made up stories. FYI, true fact. That might be true fact number 5.5. So we can't see ourselves. It becomes very difficult. I love this quote by Carl Jung. The world will ask you who you are, and if you don't know, the world will tell you. Oh, I guarantee they will. The world is always giving us feedback. Like, don't like, hate, love, always having a vote about it. Here's how to find your brand. Okay, I'm going to do this right now because I love this exercise. I did this at a workshop I attended earlier this year. It was amazing. Text 5 people right now. Right now. Think of 5 people. I don't care who they are, they know you. You're going to ask them one question. What are 3 to 5 words you'd use to describe me? My mission in life, my mission with my work is that everybody who's good at anything, and we all are to some degree, should know what makes them so special. Our knowledge of our gift is what creates the confidence to get out there and stand for it. What are 3 to 5 words you'd use? Go. Start texting right now. I'm going to do a little chit chat right now, but I want you to collect these texts. because this matters, because we can't see ourselves, because we live in our blind spots. And in order to really embody your brand, and it is actually an embodied experience, it's not just, oh, I'm going to say the words, because we can tell when a brand is faking. We can tell when a brand lies to us. We can tell when a brand is inauthentic and doesn't stand for its values. So I'll just show you what happened when I did this exercise. So I heard a bunch of words, people sent me these words, and it was like, here's the thing, I didn't say, tell me 5 nice things about myself. I just said, tell me 5 things. And this is what showed up. And I guarantee you will be surprised. There will be some verification and validation for what you already know. I'm sassy, of course. Funny, yes. Wordsmith, storyteller, smart, hilarious. Yeah, I'm hilarious. I'm smart. I'm funny. I know this about myself, and I give myself full permission to be that way in any circumstance. Here's what surprised me. I did not expect this. Caring, loving, thoughtful, poet. I went, huh. I don't think of myself as I'm a caring person, but I wouldn't lead with that. Nobody said nice, right? I am a nice person, but I don't lead with it. It's not part of the whole soup of what is Maggie. There are things about you. This is like who I am and who I'm not. I'm nice, but it's not my core thing. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear because I'm just going to say if you ask me what I think, I'm going to tell you. Because if you don't want to know, don't ask me. And I have to take ownership of that in my business and in my personal life and take responsibility for my impact in the world when I show up being my brand. This is where, when you have confidence, when you have clarity about who you are and what you bring to the table, it shows up as your stand. Your brand is what you stand for. What you stand for is your brand. It matters that you know what you stand for and who you are. So, if you want to find out how to know, how to own it is part of the equation. Because if I know my brand, how nice for me. Knowing it is the booby prize. Owning it, showing up consistently, clearly, effectively, be taking responsibility with authority, and commanding a space that you're in so that you get the benefits that you want from your life, from your job, from the work you do. Owning it is the key part. How is the question? I believe the how lives in the articulation. How to own it when we say who we are regularly, consistently, and we use simple, clear words to talk about it so that anybody, a 5-year-old, your mom, anybody listening can understand it. Words create the world. Your words create you. I don't know if anybody's read The 4 Agreements. It's one of my favorite books. There are 4 agreements. First one is be impeccable with your word. Be mindful of the word you use because you are always in the process of creation. If you're speaking negatively to yourself, if you're gossiping about other people, you are not being impeccable with your word, and you're creating a reality that may not serve you. I wish this were some other way. It grieves me to tell you, we are always in the process of creation with how we show up and the words we use. The second agreement is don't make assumptions. Oh my God, that's the That's the number one buzzkill of life. I don't want to tell him that because he's going to say blah, blah, blah. Assumption. Stop making assumptions. The third one is don't take things personally. Oh my God. If I say, hey, can you empty the dishwasher? And the other person goes, blah, 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 blah. Suddenly, like an atomic, like nuclear war has just been launched because they heard me say, and you're stupid, and I hate how you do it, and I judge you. Whatever. This is where we start getting into real trouble, and it happens to us in our professional lives. And as project managers and business professionals, we are bound to, I believe our mission is to really get very clear about the factual information, and our exercise is to detach ourselves from the interpretation of what that might mean about ourselves and others. But that's a different workshop. So, be able to articulate what you do. If everybody says, if you tell people what you do and they get a blank look on their face, that's a clue that whatever you're saying, your ball isn't making it over the net. If they go, oh, that's really cool, and then turn away, you're not communicating in a way that's intriguing that makes them want to find out more. This quote I love. I watched a Netflix special about the pandemic, and I heard Dr. Jake Glanville, say this. I knew for the work I wanted to do, I had to be an effective communicator. If I wasn't able to communicate my science, my project, my abilities, what I bring to the table, then it was almost like the science, my work, my gift, didn't exist. He's working to create the world's first universal vaccine. So I was I went, oh, wow, this is amazing. I love this. Then I went to look on LinkedIn to see what he had to say about himself. Jake, this is the first line of his LinkedIn profile. Jake engineers immune medicines. I would like to offer you all a challenge. Your name plus an action verb plus a noun, maybe an adjective, maybe not. If you can do this, your message is clear and you know who you are and your superpower and what you bring to the table. This is the magic right here. Let's talk to Albert Einstein for a second. He said if you can't explain what you do to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it. The first question I ask anybody, if I want to hire somebody or I'm looking for a partnership, I say, my key question is, what do you do? And if they get all wobbly and they start telling me what they used to do, then I go, they don't know, and I don't want to hire them. Because you have to know who you are and what you do in order to be excellent at it, period. Hard stop. So I'm going to give you some hot tips for how to talk about it and how not to talk about it. Stop telling me your resume when you talk to me. I don't really care. It's not relevant information when you're just introducing yourself. We're talking in the context of an introduction. Your resume is the 5th paragraph, whether it's your LinkedIn profile or whether it's, your bio for a conference. Please don't use jargon. Even if you're with people who are in your industry, just don't. Stop selling, stop trying to convince people. It doesn't work. You don't have to. Just say what you do, right? Keep it simple, stay on point, be conversational. Speak from your heart. This is what matters. When you know who you are, you will automatically speak from your heart. True fact number 7, always just tell the truth. If you were going to tell people what you did and what made you so special, and you were just going to tell the truth about it, what would that be? What would you say? Bottom line, know who you are, accept who you're not. Make peace with that sooner rather than later. And learn how to talk about it so that you can live a life of ease, do your work with ease, have fun doing the thing you love doing, and, earn a great income from it. Here's what I love, a Mark Twain quote: "The difference between the almost right word and the right word is really a large matter. 'Tis the difference between the lightning bug and the lightning." Bam. Mark Twain just dropped the mic. If you want to learn how to talk about what you do, I have a workbook. Here's a QR code. Grab a picture of it and go to town. Just fill it out. And if you have any questions, you want to stay in touch, here's my email address. Here's my LinkedIn. Please, Mark Twain for the win. Thank you, Carlos. Does anybody have any questions? Are we out of time? I have no idea what's happening now. Scott, did he?
We're ahead of schedule, Maggie. So you
Oh,
have
okay.
plenty of time to take questions. Or provide any further information.
Great. So I would love to take some questions. Or if somebody wants to, this is the big, this is the ninja challenge. If you want to tell me what you do, I'm happy to do a little bit of live coaching. I love, love, love live coaching people about their elevator pitch. If anybody wants to, what did I say about the pitch power? Oh, I'll go back. Pitch power workbook. So pitch power is a process and a methodology that I created to guide professionals, consultants, coaches, healers, the woo-woo crowd, creatives. People struggle to talk about what they do, and it breaks my heart. So please don't, you're killing me with your million words and your tsunami of sentences. So it's a step-by-step way. I didn't say easy, it's simple, a step-by-step way. Do a little reflection first, and then step-by-step, craft your pitch. And the pitch is really an introduction. That one paragraph that you end up with, you take it, it's the top of your LinkedIn page. It's the top of your about page. It's all your social media profiles. In that one statement, you will know exactly what to say on social media all the time. You will know what your real job is. Oh, Adair, you're welcome. Thank you for summing this up in language that I can apply. You're welcome, because that's what I do. I teach people how to speak in language that anybody can understand, and I have to model it. So grab the Pitch Power Workbook. I highly encourage it. Take it for a spin. You can't fail, right? And the bonus is you'll absolutely learn more about yourself and what it's gonna. The workbook asks you questions that maybe you hadn't considered about where you come from, who you are, and what your brand is. And again, when I say brand, oh, Brittany Savage wants to do some live coaching. All right, Brittany, let's go, girl.
Hi, Maggie. Thank you.
Hey, can you show your video, please? I'd like to see who I'm talking to.
Sure. Let me go back up to my desk.
Hey, Brittany, what's your big aha revelation moment from what I've said?
I think just accepting who you are, but more importantly, accepting who you're not, right? Can't tell you how many times I've seen people or I've encountered people that, they're confident in what they do, but then they lament about what they don't do. So
they'll omit what they don't do.
Well, they'll lament about it. They'll talk about it in like a tragic way. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
If you want to get me to work with you, or anyone really, then they don't want to hear kind of your sob story or being,
Oh no. Oh no. They'll go, I'm so sorry, but I'm not. Is that like that?
Yes,
Brittany?
exactly.
Oh yeah, but I don't, and I'm not as good as, and she's much better at, and yep, people, I gotta tell you, it's a buzzkill, man. And it also, this is more complicated than we can cover in one webinar. But knowing who you are is the first step. Okay, Brittany, now I can see. Okay, let's go, girl. What do you do?
Okay, I help everyday individuals apply the science of project management.
I want you to slow it down. I want to slow it down for me.
Okay. I help everyday individuals apply the science of project management so they can live happier, more organized, and more productive lives.
Okay, how does it feel when you say that?
I'm still working on it, so.
What bugs you about it?
It's a little wordy for me. It's
Okay.
wordy.
So if you were just going to tell the truth about what I help everyday individuals, why are we not saying people? Are they people?
Yes, but I'm trying to convey the fact that they're not, PMPs, or they don't work in, project management.
Okay.
They might not
Okay.
even know anything about it.
Okay, great. So this presumes they don't know. I really want you to get the pitch power worksheet. Okay, this is going to help you.
Okay.
I help everyday individuals. How about I help regular learn the science of project management?
Regular
What,
people, you don't think that that's a little offensive?
offensive to whom? Regular people? Offensive to actual humans?
Good point. I see your point.
So the key thing with a pitch, this is the secret magic sauce. Just speak as if you were telling your mom, right? If your mom can't understand it, that's a clue that you're not using simple words. I help everyday individuals learn the science of project management. What was the rest?
To live healthier, happier, and more productive lifestyles.
Okay. Lifestyles. Okay. Okay, great. So I help real people, regular people, everyday people, right? Here it is. I show regular people how to use the tools of project management to live healthier, be happier. You got to always include the verb. Live happier, live healthier, be happier, and have more productive lives. So that what? Because what is the specific? Because those are three very wide angles, right?
I think
so like here's the way to trick your brain into getting out of your own way. 3 o'clock in the morning, they're lying in bed, roasting themselves over hot coals, and they're going, "Oh my God, I can't take this thing one more time. Oh my God, my life is a mess. This thing doesn't work. I wish it, blah, blah, blah." They have wishes, they have fears, they have desires. What is the specific area that you want to help them with?
Yes, I see in the chat someone just said so they can accomplish their goals. That's the ultimate goal, so that they can accomplish more of their goals.
Okay, the ultimate goal, so they can. Here's a way. Here's the thing. I get words and movies and pictures when I do this work with people. So it's like so that they can do what they said they were going to do. Keep their word. It's almost like keep their word to themselves, right?
Yes, it's like accountability. So I'm
Yes.
an accountability coach.
Okay, great. Oh my God. So they can be their own accountability partner.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
Oh, so that they can be their own. I just got chills. Oh, I get chills. This is telling me that truth bombs are dropping. Be their own accountability partner. Don't worry about my spelling. I'm just in the chat. Okay, so let's try it one more time, Brittany. Now that you know, what just happened for you there? What shifted for you?
Just hearing someone else kind of talk through this with me, it got me out of my own head. I was able to see and hear what I'm saying from a different perspective.
Okay, great. Because we can't see things. Remember the thing where we can't see ourselves?
Yeah.
True fact. Can't happen, right?
Yes.
Cannot happen. You can wish as hard as you want. Hearing someone else talk through it and get you out of your own head. So, Brittany, tell us, Adair wants to know what's the new thing.
Okay, so the new thing is I teach regular people how to use the tools of project management to live healthier. I'm still playing with these adjectives, but to live healthier.
Boil it down. Give me a bottom line.
To live more productive lifestyle.
I don't want to be more productive. I want something bigger and deeper. That's why I'm going to pay you money.
To live more. I'll go with healthier for now, because that encompasses a lot.
So they can do what they said they were going to do in an organized way. Is that something like it?
Kind of. So I'm trying to,
because it's like Brittany, it's like a more satisfying life. What really works is specificity.
okay.
Because do you help people in all areas of their life? Is there some area that you feel drawn toward?
I like helping people identify like their next right step.
Okay, then good. Then say that.
Okay, so
So that they can identify their next right step
yes,
and
and
take the right steps to get there.
take the right steps to accomplish their goals.
No, to get there.
To get there.
Accomplish their goals is like, I call those head words. Speak from your heart. Heart words are work. When you're connected to your heart and you go, here's what's up, dude. Boom, here's what's up. I teach regular people how to use the tools of project management so that they can identify their next right step and take the right steps to get there. Bam, drop the mic.
I love that. I love
it's
that.
in the chat box, honey.
I love that.
Is that the truth?
That is the truth. That is the truth. I just was having trouble combining how
yes, you were.
Yeah, so this is, you said it's in the chat. Hold on.
Yes, right here it says, I teach regular people how to use the tools of project management. Do you see it, honey?
I don't see it.
Go up just a couple. It's a 1016.
1016.
It's just up. It's not, I don't know what I'm seeing here. Oh, you know what? I think I said
I see it. I got it. Nope, okay. I got it. 1017. I teach regular people how to use the tools of project management so that they can identify their next right step and take the right steps to get there. Boom! Got it.
I love that. Hey, honey, I want you to say it one more time.
Okay.
And really feel into it. I want you, because embodying it, feeling the words in your body is where the magic happens.
Okay. Take a deep breath.
Yeah, it's okay.
I teach regular people how to use the tools of project management so that they can identify their next right step and take the right steps to get there.
How does that feel, Brittany?
I feel like a weight has been lifted. I'm starting a new brand and I've just been thinking about this and just, it's not really a new brand. It's just kind of combining everything that I'm good at, like my talents, into one, presentation that I want to start marketing. And so I've just been kind of in my head about this. So I'm so happy I'm on this symposium. So happy I got to hear you speak. And I thank you for this opportunity.
What has shifted about what you know about yourself and how you're going to show up now?
I think that I am going to be more open to hearing other people's opinions of what I do, of me, really, and not just say I'm going to be open, but actually apply, these suggestions and these people's new ideas and move forward with them.
Give me a one-word feel for how you are right now.
I am motivated. Motivated. Maybe energized is a better word as well.
Ah, fabulous. Energized, motivated, excited to tell people what you do now?
Yes.
Maybe?
So excited. I'm going to update my LinkedIn later.
In fact, honey, put this at the top of your LinkedIn page. Here's my pet peeve, and put it on your about page for your website.
Okay.
If you don't make me go on a scavenger hunt to find what you do. Don't bury it down at the bottom. Where you went to school, 5th paragraph. What you like to bake, 9th paragraph. Tell me what you do. I want to know what you do, who you serve, what makes you special, and whether you can help me. It's the only reason I want to know you're so that.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Thank you. And thank everyone in the chat for helping as well.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody. This was great.
Great volunteer, Brittany.
Way to go, Brittany. And I want to acknowledge you for your presence, your courage, and your vulnerability in showing up in this room today. It was my pleasure to serve you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Maggie, we have 15 minutes left. It looks like there's another volunteer.
Sure.
Is that enough for you?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I can, I can do this in a nano. Do I need to keep sharing my screen, or should I stop, or I don't know?
Oh, yeah, you can leave it there for now.
Okay.
The person who volunteered, we don't see your actual name. Would you like to start your video so we can see you?
Yes, please. You're welcome, everybody. Thanks for the acknowledgement. Did somebody volunteer? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Oh, best presentation ever. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love talking. I love a crowd.
Hey Maggie, this is Denise. So there were a few questions in the chat box that I wrote down that
Sure.
maybe you could answer. I'll read them off to you.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah.
One was from Douglas, and Douglas said, "Are there any buzzwords that you think should be avoided?"
Paradigm shift. Yeah, paradigm shift. Pivot is my new most hated word. Speak plain English is always if you have to, if my brain, here's the deal, what I learned about translating English into non-English content. If my brain has to stop and go, wait, can I translate this into Mandarin or do I have to write it more plainly? That's a clue that you're using a buzzword. Oh, utilize, TDG. Oh my God. Every time I see the word utilize, I feel like my brain just hit a brick wall. Outside the box, ecosystem. Just say use. Yes, please. Yes, please. That's like paradigm shift is my big one. Oh, sometimes people say, I help you have your dream life or your dream job or your dream relationship. I'm like, Jesus, stop it. They have some specific thing that they want. This is always the litmus test is always, think about what somebody's saying to themselves as they're lying in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. What is their deepest longing? How are they saying it to themselves? And if you don't know, ask them, because they are the source of all the words for your marketing copy and for your pitch. I just let you in on a big secret that I don't tell everybody unless they hire me. Buzzwords to avoid. So anything that requires translation or would not be clear to someone who doesn't speak English as their native language. That's a big clue. So is that clear?
Yes,
That's how you can spot a buzzword.
Okay, great. I have one more question for you.
Sure.
This is from Bradford. How do you deal with bomb throwers in a team, negative complainers, spoilers of the group?
How do you deal with bomb throwers? What is it? Negative. What is it? Negative.
Bomb throwers in a team, negative complainers, spoilers of a group.
I'm laughing because I'm remembering this time I did a presentation and somebody said, I was just like, blah, blah, doing my thing. And the guy just jumped up and said, I disagree with that slide. I completely disagree with what you just said. And I thought, wow. So, Bradford, how do you deal with bomb throwers, negative complainers, and spoilers? Here's the thing. This is a piece of coaching. Get curious. Inside their bomb, their complaint, or their desire to, make things messy. Here's what I learned in my first week of coaching school. Inside every complaint is a request. I want you to just absorb that for a second. If somebody comes to me with a chronic complaint, my first question is, what is your request? I start getting very curious about what they're asking, about what they want. Because if they want something to stop happening, or they don't like this, or they don't like that, I'd be like, well, what would be the opposite of that? What would you like? And here's a classic coaching question that's, I keep this in my pocket for all occasions. So when that guy dropped that bomb in my presentation, he said, I turned to him and I went, tell me what's important to you about that. Tell me more. I said, tell me more. And then we started to have what I thought was an interesting philosophical discussion about the thing I'd said. I said, like, your brand is your mission is your brand. And he had a whole point of view about it. It triggered him. Did it make me wrong for saying it? Absolutely not. I stand by that statement. You can't shake me off that statement. I have no ego attachment to that statement. I don't care if you disagree with it or agree with it. Bradford, the thing to check is your own triggers, like what's triggering you about them? Because frankly, in the world, there will always be bomb throwers, negative complainers, and spoilers. So, let's keep it back with a grant with the brand. When you know who you are, what you know, and you're comfortable about who you are, who you're not, what you know and what you don't know, it gets a lot easier to manage people who are spoilers because we don't have any attachment to what they're saying. It's just a question. There's something in there is not right for them. And as project managers, maybe our job is to become better investigative reporters and detectives and find out what's really bugging them so that we can make sure things go well. That's one way to hold it. Does that help? I hope that helps, Bradford. Did that make sense what I just said? Because I was just making that up. I'm just telling the truth here to the best of my ability. Here's a question from Lauren. What advice would you give on how to best use my pitch book to communicate up the chain of command in situations where I want a promotion for a newly created position? Ooh, that's a good one, Lauren. Okay, I would say, Lauren, get very clear about the problem you're solving for them. They have a problem that this newly created position is designed to solve. What's the problem? There are two parts of it. Well, there's two. What is the problem this position is trying to solve? Two, what is the promised land they want this newly created position to deliver them to? Go do homework and find out what those two things are. When I've been on job interviews and pitching myself for promotions, one of the questions I used to just ask after we do all the chattery stuff, I just go, how can I make your life easier doing this position for you? What can I do for you? It's always about how you can be of service to the bigger cause, right? And Lauren, if you want to pop this in the chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. So that is, and this is for everybody too. Every project is a problem to be solved and a promised land that somebody wants to get to. How you get there is the tools of project management, like Brittany was saying. There are certain tools we bring out. I was telling somebody recently, when the plumber comes to my house, I don't care what's in his toolbox. And if he doesn't have a tool that I need, I'm going to be pissed. But I don't have to know what the tools are. I just need to have faith that this person understands my problem and is very clear and feels confident about delivering the result. Whether it's a plumber, a therapist, a coach, anybody I hire, I have to know they're clear about the results they deliver and the problem they solve. Yeah, so what comes up a lot during people's careers is passive-aggressive types. Advice for passive. Oh, do you know my ex-husband? Did I say that out loud? That's a question from Allison. The passive-aggressive types are very sneaky. They're the people who hate conflict. They don't have the courage to just be straight up. It always comes back to us marshaling our internal resources and always comes back to this. I wish there was some alternative, but there isn't. Who are we? What do I stand for? What do I know about myself? Not being it's like gaslighting. Passive aggressives, like to gaslight us a little bit. Here's how I handle passive aggressives. I pretend I don't notice they're playing a game with me, and I go and I ask for information. I say, tell me more about that. I'm not, what I'm hearing is this. Did you just say that? I just want to be clear that I understand what you just said. I like to rip fig leaves off of things that people say when I think they're playing games with me, but that's just how I roll. But I would be more like, with passive aggressive types, you got to drop down and get real. And don't let them get away with murder. And this requires us to step up, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, fortunately, and unfortunately. We always have to step up to, what should we, Jim? We always have to step up to owning who we are and what we stand for, no matter what tornado, what human tornado or contextual tornado comes our way. Jim Smith. Oh, Wesley said bomb throwers are sometimes critical thinkers. How can you tell the difference? Wesley, I would say the energy. If you feel like there was a poisoned arrow inside the bomb, like if the bomb is meant to kill or is it meant to be helpful? And also get curious about them. Dig for more information from the bomb thrower. I did a presentation recently where somebody was like, well, how many clients do you have? And who are your other clients? And he threw a bomb and I said, rather than spend a minute, get a nanosecond getting offended, I said, what's important to you about knowing that, sir? Because they have an agenda. Anybody who throws a bomb or wants to disrupt, they have an agenda. They want to be right about something. And it's to our advantage to know what they want to be right about. It's just information. It's not even personal. Go back to the 4 agreements. Jim Smith, what should we do with the input we get from the 5 people who gave us 3 to 5 words? I would say use that information. I would even suggest having a little bit of a conversation with the people. The purpose of that is to help you maybe see what you can't see about yourself. Not maybe, but actually. Jim, I'd ask you, was there anything in there that surprised you? What validation did you get? And what surprised you? Because this is where the blind spot comes in, where we want to make sure that we can see. We need to see, like, what didn't you see? What didn't they say about you, right? Like I said, nobody described me as self-disciplined or very organized or detail-oriented. Nobody. Those are never jobs I should take. I should do no tasks that have anything to do with that. It doesn't play to my strength. Rather than but, I know that about myself. I'm cool with it. Like, I'm not the girl you want to hire to keep track of all the things. I'm the big picture girl. Knowing that and owning it makes it really easy to know who to work with, who not to work with, and the whole, like, who to partner with and not. Oh, Jim, your wife gave you 5 nice words. That's nice. She must be nice. It's not a word. I'm nice, but nobody uses that about me. I think use the 5 words to actually do the reflection. I would really strongly recommend you get the Pitch Power workbook and take those 5 words and see what you would write about yourself. This is all just, it's an ongoing process. The finish line is when we're dead, frankly. We're done knowing when that happens. And it's an ongoing iterative process. We change, we grow, we learn to step into our strengths. We learn to own the areas. Every gift we have has a shadow side. I'm a controller. My controller, you want me in the foxhole when the zombie apocalypse comes. My controller is not the choice when you need like a massively collaborative experience, right? I have a shadow. Everything we are good at that people love us for, there's a shadow side to it. And I think, it's better to make peace with that sooner rather than later so that we can just be happy and stop making mischief with ourselves and with other people in our lives. We just show up clean to the space, bringing our gift, having fun, doing our good work in the world. I mean, that's really my philosophy.